Up next on the Mid-Life Mafia Podcast.
Relationships, I think, are the fabric of our lives.
I thought everybody loved me. I mean, I'm very freaking lovable.
You definitely have relationships that can make you feel like shit.
I always say just offer your shoulder and offer advice. You're not a doctor. You're not a therapist. You can only offer
Your friendship.
Marriage was the hardest kind of relationship to get used to. You have to be with them all the time.
To my friends, I would like to say, I love you, even though I might not be as present as I would like to be.
Welcome to the Mid-Life Mafia Podcast. My name is Kristy. This episode, navigating relationships over 40.
Hey, I'm Marietta, and I hold on to all my friends and, my relationships. I've actually had two of my closest friends that we've been friends since we're 12, and now our kids are friends. It's cute.
It's wonderful.
It's cute.
It's nice. I'm Elle, and relationships, I think, are the fabric of our lives, and we'll get into that. The Mid-Life Mafia is an experience geared towards women over 40. We're going to make you feel powerful, enlightened, and confident about the woman you are and what the future has in store for you. We're three very different women putting the Gen X spin on midlife, talking about all kinds of things from finance to healthcare to relationships. Yeah, and maybe some things that mom forgot to tell you about relationships that you had to find out on your own. Midlife is a time of change. It's a time of reflection. Most importantly, though, it's a time of growth. It's a time where you can use your past experiences to help you guide your future because you've done things, you have experience, you've won, you've lost. You can use those experiences going forward because we've got a lot of life left to live, and we want to live it with good relationships and good friends, right?
Yeah.
What's good relationships?
The ones that make you feel good.
I guess. Well, there's definitely different types of relationships, and you definitely have relationships that can make you feel like shit. You have those friends that will always be there and you can pick up the phone and speak to.
Isn't that great?
Like nothing ever changed. You haven't seen each other or you haven't talked to each other in 2 months or,
20 years.
And you pick up and right
and you
where
can just
you
pick
left
up
off.
and right there, And then you have some that are acquaintances. Most of I think are acquaintances, but you have those few good friends that are very important, I think. I mean, I'm not going to say everything's perfect and you don't like the way things always are.
Nope.
And everybody changes.
Yeah.
We all change. Everybody goes about their work, you have so much going on.
Yeah,
It's
back
not possible.
when you were younger, you used to do things all the time and never think about anything. And now it's like, oh, well, can you go out tonight? No, I can't because I have to cook dinner. Or I have to go here. I have to take the kid. I have to do this. No,
Right,
it's like nothing.
the kids' lives now.
Yeah.
That's normally what it is. You wind up making friends with their friends' families, and
Yep.
that's just how it winds up being. We have all different kinds of friends, but only the good ones are the ones you want around forever.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
you have to remember that, time is a thief. Time goes so fast. You don't see someone, and the next thing you know, you don't see someone for many years. That's
Right.
at least for my life, since I moved away from my core group of friends. And so it's like before you know it, you haven't seen them in years and years.
It
And
doesn't change though when they live like 3 blocks away from you. Your life is different than theirs, whether they have kids, they don't have kids. Everybody has jobs and careers.
right. Life gets ahead of you.
Way ahead.
Of course.
Or, I'm going to sleep when people are thinking about going out.
Yeah.
Amanda probably goes out like when we're already in our 10th dream. But, once in a while it's good. You could always connect with those people.
It is important, especially when you're going through changes in midlife. You're changing, your hormones are changing, you're feeling a little bit different. And so your friends are there to remind you of who you are, because sometimes you're like,
Well, they're usually around the same age as you, so
going on, right? You lean on each other for support. That's
Always.
important.
Same
Always.
shit going on.
Always.
And sometimes you physically like, oh my God, my knee. You really have to lean on them,
and you don't realize what everybody's going through.
right?
You have friends that are going through something very difficult and you feel bad about it and you want to help, but you don't know what to do. That's
Right.
That's the right thing to do.
That's always what my
know,
situation is.
I always say just offer your shoulder and offer advice, and that's it. I mean, you can only offer. You're not a doctor. You're not a therapist. I mean, you can only offer.
Your friendship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it takes effort. It takes communication. And like I said, time gets away from you and you forget to nurture that relationship. And then, I've had instances where, my friends got mad at me because I was not communicating, and I don't blame them for getting mad at me. In fact, I'm such a bad friend that I didn't even notice that they were mad at me because I was just so busy in my life. And then I found out they were mad at me and I was like, what did I do? But that's the whole point. What did I do? I didn't. And so I apologize for that.
I felt the same way too.
You really need to invest. If these people have been there for you in all of your hard times, you need to invest when you are not going through a hard time. Because maybe they are.
You can't always talk to somebody when
you're mad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in the same sense as like for years I disappeared. I think off the face of the earth. A lot of things changed.
Me too.
And then with the building of the business, I don't think I had time to speak to my family, let alone my friends. Mm-hmm. Nor did I want to at that point because I just didn't. Everything was just
not figured out. You don't want to talk to people until you've got it all figured out and you can tell them something.
Not really. Actually, no. There's no. That's not what real friends do. You don't need to say, like, I'm doing this. What are you doing? No, you cheer each other on. And
support each other.
But, I chose my, job, my work over everything. So I didn't want to do that. It's just the way it worked out. I didn't know it was going to be so time consuming, but it was, And now that I have a little time, well, I don't know if I really have time because we just started a podcast. But
let's start a podcast.
Right. Now you say, all right, I try to do the right thing, but my best friend moved to Florida, so that was, the one that I would definitely call in a second and, be able to hang out. So I don't know. I mean, I have my new friends that I like, but I really am not social, and you know that. So I can go out and I can be like, that's great. I could have a conversation with somebody, but I don't really want to all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not into that, I mean, it's hard. Friendships are just very difficult, very difficult. You don't know what the right thing to do is,
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Well, I know with me, when I was very, very good friends with my two, I consider them, and my one that moved to Florida as well. Like, we don't speak as much, but once a year we definitely all get together, all of us, and we go out, and it's like the same girls we went to high school with. It was just like our crew that we, and we would go out around Christmas time when she would come in from Florida, and we would all it would just be picked up like she never left. And then my other two, we stopped talking for a little while when after high school and stuff, and I met Eric and I got married. I had Sean, and then I just stopped calling people.
That happens. That's normal.
You don't realize it. You have a child. You're working. You're not realizing it. But then everything picked up. It was like nothing. It was like time did not pass between us. Those are what true friends.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's what I was going to say.
That's what a true friend is. Where you don't I don't speak to Justine every day, or Michelle, but we'll call each other, and she texted us and was like, you want to go out for Halloween? We'll go to a Halloween party. They're having a 90s party. I was like, hell yeah. And it was like nothing ever happened, between,
right.
Nothing did happen between us, but it was just with Michael's going away to college and everything, right. Things get in the way, time gets in the way, really. And I work a lot, and, she understands and they understand, but nothing ever stopped us from being friends. So we would just call each other like there was nothing. I didn't speak to her for a month, That
happens with friends, and that happens with family also. That happens. Yeah. You grow up with your cousins or your first friends, most of the time. And then everybody just goes their separate ways again,
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The only difference is your blood.
Yeah.
So that doesn't go away. I mean, my cousins are crazy, some of them.
Yeah.
My dad's side's very crazy. But they're the best to go out with. But your family to me is important at this point in my life. There's nothing more than family. To me, that's what comes first. My mom, my family, traditions. That's what I care about mostly. If it's lost, Once I lost my father, I realized that's gonna be different now.
Yeah,
everything's gonna be different, and not everybody's gonna be here.
Yeah, and there's always someone in the family that kind of ties everything together. And in my case, it was my dad. Even he tied my mom's side of the family in with us more than my mom did. So when we lost him, we really lost a big connecting piece to the whole family, And it was like, who's going to take his place? And I don't think anybody did.
Right. And we do very traditional holidays. And, you know, I mean, my aunt is really very good at doing that. And, you know, I guess one day, maybe I'm the oldest grandchild on that side, so I guess I should probably try to pick it up, but I'm never going to cook and they'll never eat. So I'm okay with catering Christmas. But
That sounds like a book, Catering Christmas.
But then, you know, my cousins had children, and it's just, it's nice to see. Mm-hmm. It's nice to see. I hope my kids get close with them. And, you know, my husband's family lives in Florida, so they don't see their older cousins. And then, you know, my two nephews live here from Danny's side, so they have them, you know, but I want them to be closer.
Yeah, I always want that too.
Yeah,
you know?
I want them to be closer because they should have that. You know, my brother doesn't have children, so I'm not, you know,
I'm in the same, right. I'm in the same situation. There's only I wish that my kids had the same cousin experience that I had, but since they're in a different state, they don't, you know, they don't see each other every Sunday and they don't have those memories. But, you know, when they do see them, I wish they could be closer, but you just, you know, you can't make other people's relationships for you. It just reminds you of how lucky you are to have the relationships that you have.
Yes.
Well, also you have to remember the age, like the age groups are different too. Like I think my kids are all very close. Like my nephews, my nieces, they're all first cousins, and I think they're all very close. But you have to remember, my oldest nephew Bobby did he just turn 33? I think he just turned either 32 or 33. And then Brian's 31 or 32, I forget. And then Megan's like 27. And then we have Sean, who's 20. And then,
right, it's
you know, Michael's 18. And then it goes down. Like my littlest one is Giancarlo. And God, I'm sorry. I love you, Carlo, but I don't remember how old you are. I don't remember. It's so much for me to remember. But he's up there, too. He's getting old.
I don't think he's that old. No, I think he's one of our biggest fans.
Carlo, I hope you could text me later and tell me how old you are.
Oh, my God.
Well, like I'm on one side, I'm the oldest, and then I'm the youngest on the other side. So, you know, my cousins that I talk to are around Elle's age, if not older than you. So 11 years to me, 9 years to me. I mean, that's a lot.
It was when you were a kid, it was a big difference.
No,
like I have a cousin.
Even when I was younger, you know, my cousins, I'll call them the Jersey cousins now, but they were always, like my cousin Diane is my friend. Mm-hmm. You understand? So, like, it didn't matter the years between. We're friends. Mm-hmm. You know? So, I mean, it doesn't matter the years between.
No.
Yeah, I had older cousins too, and then younger cousins. And the older cousins, at the time, it was like, wow, they're so much older. Like they were teenagers when we were like, you know, 5 or 6 or whatever. But now it's like there's no difference at all. We're friends.
I used to enjoy watching them go out.
Yeah,
you know, like, and I'm like a kid and watching them go to nightclubs and.
Did they have to babysit
like
you?
That. No, actually, my cousin Lisa, because she didn't really have a life, she babysat us. But
that used to depress me. I knew I couldn't go out with them.
she would be the one who was stuck with me and Joey. But you know. It's such a good thing. I mean, my cousin's the one I'll go to bury the bodies.
That's good.
You always have that. That's the friend you need.
So you know the bodies will be in Jersey.
No.
They won't be the only bodies.
She's much smarter than that.
I'm never bury where you live.
Yeah.
Diane, don't yell at me after this.
And other relationships that you have, sometimes you see, like you were saying, you work a lot. You see your coworkers more than you see the people that you've invested all this time and had all these experiences with, you know, and that you don't see much anymore. But you do see these other people every day.
Right. And work relationships are difficult for me. But I mean, I really can't have work relationships. I mean, because everybody can't really be.
You can't trust them because you're coworkers, and if you don't work there, then how would you know each other? You wonder. Sometimes, don't you feel like some people you would know them if you didn't work together? But if you didn't work together, there's a lot of people that you would never even meet.
Well, for me, looking in the outside, like from watching you guys all together and associating, and I could be in my office, and since I'm the boss, it doesn't really matter. I can't really be friendly with certain people, but. I watch everybody come sell everybody else down the river. so like I'll be just sitting there and she's like, she just messed this up.
So you can't trust anyone that you work with.
And then like, you know,
the story.
nice Elle will say, oh, she's such a nice, she's not that nice.
Yeah, she says that a lot.
I'm like, don't trust her. She's just going to burn you. But you know,
yeah,
and those relationships suck. I mean, you never really know who a person is. And it's been difficult for me in the last few years with this one person in particular. And I lost that. I lost a friend at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, that came to work for me. Friends before the business was opened. And that's...
But friends from work.
Friends from work, right. We had a very good relationship when we didn't hear from each other I have to say there was a good 5 years between we didn't hear from each other. And then...
Wow.
I found out something happened possibly to her, and I called up and I got the number and and it was just, and she did well to my business, until she had her own issues. But that was a big hurt for me. I don't want to get close to anybody. Like I tend to put my guard down if I trust somebody too.
That's what trust is.
Yeah, but I can't do that because usually it's in the name of stealing from me or or somebody wants to open an account in my name that used to work.
So I have a little bit of a different take on it. When I used to work for Citigroup, I made very good friends. I mean, Marielle and Catherine, we used to hang out. They actually came to my baby shower. So they were friends that I met at work, but that became friends.
Right, but you weren't in the same position.
No.
Right.
No.
I mean, right. But then now, like, part of your business, I feel, is networking and having friends.
Yeah.
So that's a little,
So when I was with my company before where I am now, I was the manager. So again, people just whatever. I mean, I was always nice, and I thought everybody loved me. I mean, I'm very freaking lovable. But I guess I mean, I thought I was, but people would talk about you because
That's what people do.
it's competitive in your business.
It
too.
is, but I'm talking about the secretaries and stuff. I mean, I'm just a little kind of anal when it comes to things. Like I just want things done right and not forgotten because I forget them. So you're being hired, so I don't forget. So I felt like if I would say something, they would get mad, and I'm not that type. I don't like when people get mad at me. I have to be liked. That's just my
You
thing.
are that type.
See, and I could go to sleep like a baby.
No, and I can't, and that's not good for me.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
I would be up all night
getting
thinking,
there.
what did I do? What did I say that made them be mean to me? I want to kick their ass, but why?
But now you're in a position where, like, your friends are from different companies too. So it's all about networking.
Yeah, now I'm not in any position, which I love. I'm back to my salesperson status, and I love it because
Seems to be working more than she ever worked.
I'm freaking working more than I ever worked. But I'm back to not worrying about everybody else, and I'm worrying about me and my company and my kids. My kids, not who's going to feed their kid. You understand when you're ahead of something, you have to worry about everybody working. Oh, do I have to give them something? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? No, now it's just about.
Well, you never really have to worry about that stuff. I mean, if somebody screws up their own job, they screw up their own job. I'm a little. Trust me, I look past a lot of things. So
I always thought you were as a boss. I always thought you were very generous. If people are good to you, you will totally be good to them.
I don't want
and you
anybody
do
to
care
struggle.
about that.
I don't want anybody to struggle. That's not the type of person I am. If I can help out, I'll help out.
And you do a lot.
But I mean, as far as when you screw me, I mean,
Yeah.
There's limits to what. There's people that that are going to be with you forever, and ones that sometimes you have to let them go to experiment there, and
Right.
you're okay with that. You're okay with that. I'm not going to be okay when Amanda goes to experiment, but whatever. But I'm going to say, you know what, you have to do what you have to do. But
Right.
in the same sense, I'm going to be brokenhearted and do whatever I can do to keep her. But that's the same thing. But she knows, and she works with me on a daily basis all the time, in the same room all the time. And she knows I can be crazy. And when I'm in a mood, she just knows my mood. I don't have to say a word. She knows when not to say something. And I know when she's in the mood. We just look at each other and that's it. And I think when I'm in a mood.
Yeah, that's a good working relationship. That's part of it.
You
part
don't
of
have
it
to
is
say anything.
Right. You don't
it's
have
like
to say anything.
You know the vibe that's going on
Right.
now, and don't say nothing.
If you know someone is not in the mood for something,
Right.
then you pick it up. You pick up the slack for them or whatever.
And I think you're learning, though, the work relationships. I think that you learned that when you got this position that you can't have them anymore. To a point. I don't want you to be mean, but I kind of celebrate when you are.
But you know what? I'm not going to change my personality. I'm just going to be who I am. Because it took me a long time to evolve into the person that I am. It took me all of this all of the struggles that I went through, all of everything to feel about myself how I feel about myself today. And granted, the older I get, the less you care about certain things. I feel like I've evolved into a person that, God, I wish I had my 30-year-old body to do with my mind, with, my 57-year-old mind, because, now they match.
But then what's the hardest relationship? Well, for me, it's marriage was the hardest kind of relationship to get used to. You have to be with them all the time.
You don't.
No, in the beginning,
Everyone has different parameters on their relationship.
You might have a lot of sex, you might enjoy yourself, and then it's like it becomes done. It's like it doesn't exist. And then you get it happy again, and then you don't, and then the kids come, right? And then that's a whole different world. You don't agree on anything.
You're supposed to flush that out before you get married.
And that's difficult, but you really have to learn to be with that. It's a lot of challenges. It's financial challenges.
You have to compromise.
It's just everything, right? You have to learn to be part of somebody else and adapt to the way that they live.
Marietta's looking at you like you're insane.
Like, you didn't see the dish in the fucking sink? You walked right past the paper on the floor. Like, come on, how many times you say that?
No, I say, why don't you fold your socks? Why do you fold your socks over and not put them into little balls? I remember asking my dad.
I put mine into balls too.
I'm like, Dad, I was like, Dad, he doesn't put his socks in little balls. He doesn't. And so when I put his socks in little balls, he was upset about it. And my dad's like, if he prefers his socks that way, you just, that's what he prefers.
And the best thing that ever happened in marriage is our own bathrooms.
Right.
You're welcome.
Because it's like, you know what? I don't have to see him leave the cap off the toothpaste. I don't just go into your own bathroom. But somebody's always in the bathroom when you have more than one. It doesn't even matter. But the bathroom was the biggest thing for me.
Well, you live in a boy house.
Right. It's horrible.
So do I.
Yeah.
Do you think they
My
should
dog
have
is
to
even
put
a
the
boy.
seat down?
What?
There's 3-1. The seat, come on, be nice to me. Can't they put the seat down?
Do you know I fell in the other day? It was in the middle of the night. I went to pee, and I literally fell in. At 3:30 in the morning, I was flipping the hell out, and I know it was only Sean, because guess what?
It's only
Eric's
you.
out of the house, and Michael's in college, so it was Sean. Why? Why do you have to leave the
And I'm
toilet seat
afraid
up?
to go barefoot because I don't know if I'm going to step and piss.
Oh my God.
No,
Why?
this is what happens.
Why do you have to, and why do you have to put my bath rug right next to, in front of the toilet? I
Never.
have it
Never.
diagonal. Like I put it on a little angle. It looks so cute. When
Okay.
he goes into the bathroom, he puts it straight under the toilet. Like why?
So he can put his seat on there, or his feet on there while he's sitting.
Well, that was a lot. But
Stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah, you shouldn't rearrange. I don't know. I don't have those problems, I guess, because
you don't ever step on piss?
no, I trained the first one, the one that I married. And so that one, we were able to train the second one that came along easy.
I did the Cheerios. It doesn't work.
I didn't even, I relinquished responsibility for that because I didn't even know how to even approach that. But no, there's no piss on the floor.
I get the excuse, oh, it's the middle of the night. I don't know if I got it in or not. I'm still sleeping when I have to pee.
Once you freak out once, though, isn't that enough? Because they don't really want to see their mother freak out.
Then they tell me it's like they washed their hands and they shook them on the floor and that was what was wet.
That's what they say?
It's bullshit.
I keep a rag next to my sink.
And I have Clorox wipes right by the thing, ready to go whenever. But I don't don't have my glasses on in the middle of the night when I go to the bathroom, so I don't know what I'm going to step in.
Well, I just happened to know that day I fell in.
No, I mean,
It was fun.
I've done that at least a few times in my life, but
I've never done it in my own house. Not going to.
But it was so funny because I do have my own bathroom in my
do they put
bedroom.
the seat down? Because you're like 2 and 2. Mm-hmm. You're like 2 to 2. It's even. So-
Right. So, like, he put the seat, the first one, the one I married, I learned to put the seat down for me. And then I guess he always just did. And so then the one that came along just followed in the footsteps.
So
courtesy.
Danny used to do it.
And he just stopped.
No, well, he doesn't really use that bathroom when you think about it. But yeah, then you know what? He needs to teach his children.
Yeah.
They're too busy on the video games and they don't want to
That's
lose.
Oh
another
my God,
thing.
they're in the bathroom forever.
No,
Not an internet cafe. We don't do that. No. We shit and leave. That's
You
how
have a
it goes.
charger in your bathroom, though.
That's for my phone.
I have one in my bedroom too.
Yeah, it's for my phone because when I'm going to go in the shower, I take a while. That's the only place I charge my phone in my entire house.
And I listen to my Bluetooth and talk to you guys on it when I'm in the shower.
I know, which I find insane.
I talk to everybody in the shower.
Oh my God.
You always say, are you in the shower? I'm like, yeah.
Well, because my phone don't stop ringing, whether it's you or somebody else. And guess what? What am I going to say? No, I mean, I want to get in the shower before 1 o'clock in the freaking morning.
And sometimes my mom, she calls like late, and then or I call her when I get home, and I really want to take that shower because otherwise my whole night is blocked up. So I'll talk to her while I'm in the shower. She doesn't really notice though.
At least she doesn't say anything.
No,
that's why I didn't want a cell
She
phone.
always asks me if there's water though. She always asks me that.
Do you hear me when I'm there?
I don't remember.
I don't want to have a conversation when I'm in the shower. I got out of the shower to answer the phone once because it was really super important for work. But after that, I was like I showered with the door open so I could hear it ringing and all that stuff because it was
you answer if I call.
So it was like one of those things. But I want peace. That's why I didn't want a cell phone. I didn't want a cell phone in the first place because I didn't want to be found. I didn't want to have to talk to you just because.
Never found.
Right. So I don't have a vested interest in knowing where it is because that means that I have a vested interest in everyone finding me when I don't want to be found.
Well, I went through a very hard time for the past 7 days that I've been in Apple jail, so I know I never, ever. And I'm still not recouped because I'm still lost
I told you when I switched phones, I still didn't get contacts back.
Well, I'm
I
ready.
thought everything goes in the cloud and then it rains down all your information.
There's a whole bunch, like a year or so of time where I don't have the contacts.
Yep, me too.
That's the whole selling point of the cloud is that it keeps everything storage
I don't
free.
The cloud is lying. So when I go down to Apple tomorrow, I'm going to kick ass.
I get a lot of calls from numbers that are not in my phone. Like people get my number from whatever, but I answer my phone to pretty much everybody.
Me too.
But in your job you have to. Me, I don't know the number, and now I'm getting stuck talking to people that I wouldn't normally answer the phone for.
Yeah.
So then hopefully you program the number after that.
Absolutely.
Me
don't
too.
answer.
Do not call.
What other kind of relationship?
Well, I mean, again, you have there's not many left. You have work, you have friendships, you have your family, which kind of go into friendships because they're your friends.
And your kids, as much as
kids.
you're supposed to show that you're the parent.
You're still their friends. My kids are my best friends.
I have this bus analogy that I would tell my kids.
I love this
We love
bus
this
analogy.
Oh,
Just do it
Does that mean you really hate this bus analogy?
No, we've heard it.
many times. But go ahead and tell it out.
No, my theory is that your life is like a bus and you're driving the bus. And some people come on and they sit in the front for a long time and then they get off. And some people come on and they sit in the back and they work their way into the front and then they get off. And some people stay on for the whole ride. Some people stay in the back. Some people stay in the front. They move positions, but you're the driver and you can always throw someone off your bus. So
I'm saying then the ones you throw out the window.
yeah, there are those people too. And that's what I tell my kids all the time when they would have problems with their friends and stuff, stupid, teenage, whatever, middle school problems. I'd be like, listen, you're driving the bus. It's your bus. You decide who
Watch
goes
that
on
now,
and who goes off,
That's always interesting to watch our kids make relationships.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. It was difficult for Michael. Mm-hmm. I have to say, when he was younger, Angela was actually more of a roll with kind of person. But my kids are both really, really
They have lots of
Thank
friends.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God my children took after Danny.
I mean, Michael had a hard time too. We moved when Michael was in 4th grade. So it was very hard. Staten Island, I hate to say it, they're very cliquey.
Wait, are we saying
everywhere.
something bad about Staten Island?
Not at all.
Well, we moved to Staten Island, so everything's perfect.
Nothing is perfect. Anywhere you go. The only thing that was perfect was I got a pool. And I got a big
So
enough
you're talking
house.
I want to
Flex.
swim in your pool. How come I've never swam in your pool?
You never came.
I was never invited.
Clicks is very competitive.
It's everywhere.
Clicks.
In Staten Island, in particular, yeah.
Michael, it was very hard for him. And I did everything. I put him on every freaking sports team.
Well, that's part of the problem. See, you thought you had to compete with that, but you don't.
Well, I did, because if I didn't, he wouldn't have made the friends he did, and he's still
But
friends
see,
with them now.
I won't do that. My son goes to Catholic school, and I'm telling you it's the same thing. And I'm not going to force my kids to be friends with somebody.
No, I didn't. No.
No, I mean, my kids, they don't. If they want to play a sport, play it. If you don't want to play a sport, I'm not going to force you.
But I never denied him. Meaning, like, I never said, "Oh, I'm too busy, Michael." Like, he wanted to do baseball and soccer and, flag football. And I was like, you know what, Michael? Do whatever you want.
I mean, I would say for the actual sports itself, my friends, my closest friends of a lifetime are from softball. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she made good friends. But definitely I don't have the time other parents may have to get them to play with other kids. But in the same sense, I'm not going to force my kids on it. Mm-hmm. And I see it because it bothers me. I've said it to you, like, this is bullshit. And then I realize, you know what? My biggest concern is that Angelo succeeds in life. That's not, he'll make his friends. He'll
right.
just damn fine himself.
Right, exactly.
You know what? Yesterday I got such a kick at him. He was playing VR, and I'm sitting at the table, and I'm writing out because he had pictures today for school, and writing out the thing, and he's talking to some kid in London. So, and the kid is like with that amazing accent, and I go, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Hi, ma'am." And I go, "Okay." And then I go, "How old are you?" Because I always ask that if he talks to somebody new. And he goes, "Well, I'm about 9."
That's a whole different dynamic now that we didn't have to worry about.
He's
That our
got
parents
friends in
didn't have to worry.
California.
Like they don't actually know their friends anymore. They make friends on Instagram, and they have these friends that live far away, and they don't know. Yeah, it is a little bit.
So I talked to one of the friends in California, the mother. Because she was asking the same thing at the same time I was asking the same thing. So actually, she's texted me on WhatsApp.
Right.
Somehow she got me on that, just to make sure that they're still playing with each other.
That makes you feel better,
but
you have to keep up with it.
She goes, "Oh, he gets so excited when you let Angelo stay up an extra hour late because they're on a different time zone as us." So it's like, but on the weekends they're on all the time. Yeah. Like we're even on the Roblox or whatever. So it's. And you know what? If he likes that, he likes that. I know my nephew plays a lot of that stuff. My nephew Jimmy, and I think he had a friend come to Brooklyn.
Yeah, people meet each other who have been friends for years on video games.
Same things.
Yeah,
right. So it's a virtual thing now. But I thought it was pretty cool because this kid's accent was fantastic. And I enjoyed listening to him.
When I was in grammar school, we did a thing where we had paired up with another school in West Virginia, and we got pen pals. And so we sent letters back and forth, and we exchanged letters, and you had a pen pal. And maybe 6 months ago, this girl reached out to me on Facebook, and she was my pen pal when I was like in 4th grade or whatever.
We had pen pals too. I had pen pals.
The world has become so much smaller.
I think they did that to teach us writing. That was more of a...
and to teach us writing and to teach us communication. It's a lesson in communication.
Well, you were having kids at that age.
Oh, God. I think...
This Erin Brockovich.
Oh,
Brockovich.
Oh, my God. No, but I think that it's important to remember that whatever kind of relationships you have, you can't take them for granted, because I think you end up, by default, sometimes you end up taking them. At least in my case, it's not that I took them for granted. I just didn't feed them enough, and I feel terrible.
You don't take them for granted, and as far as I distance myself a lot from people, I will be the first one there when they need me.
Oh, 100%.
I won't even hesitate. I will stop whatever I'm doing. It doesn't matter where I am. I'll make it there, which I know a lot of people will do for me too. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones you keep.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that, they're like your family. They became your family.
Right. They're the family. They say, I used to have this plaque on my wall that said, "Friends are the family you choose."
Right.
And that was pretty much
the ones that are your family, you consider family, that your kids call aunt or uncle or that.
We never did that. I know a lot of people do, like their mom's best friend is their aunt.
My kids thing maybe, or a Brooklyn thing. Like, I don't know if it's like that.
Justine, Aunt Michelle, her husband, Uncle Frankie. So yeah, they...
I don't know if it's an Italian thing or a Brooklyn thing. I really but I grew up around that,
Right. I know people who grew up like you, but I just never did.
I've had cousins that I didn't know were really my cousins.
Right.
You understand?
I think it depends on the closeness of your parents' friendships to other people.
Right. I mean, my
parents
was one of my
didn't
favorite people in the world, and she wasn't my blood relation.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I
don't think my parents had a lot of friends. I do remember once, though, when my dad had to build a fence around the backyard and he invited his friends over. He had like 2 friends from work, and they drank like 8 cases of beer, and the fence like started out straight and then it kind of devolved. And that was him and his friends hanging out.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of an issue.
Well, hopefully, people will tell us about their relationships with people.
Yeah. I mean, friendships come in all shapes and sizes and all forms. I think the one thing that they do have in common is that you have to honor them. And to my friends, I would like to say, I love you, even though I might not, be as present as I would like to be,
And I'll be the first one there with a shovel.
Yeah. And I'll be 6 feet under.
We're still close, and I love you. I'm just not as sentimental as these two.
It's hard to make friends in adulthood, so sometimes it works out. Very rarely, not like childhood friends, but you grow together in certain times in your life, and before you know it, all the years have passed, and you're like, wow, when did that happen?
I think you guys are stuck with me.
Not for long, I hope.
Whatever.
No, but nurture your friendships, appreciate your friendships, and make sure that you tell your friends how much they mean to you, because they do mean something to you. They mean a lot to you, and they should know. I just want to add really quick, I was talking to a friend of mine not too long ago, and she was telling me about something that happened. It was so funny because I called her up and I was like, yeah, this happened. And she's like, oh, this happened to me too. She goes, you go first, But we were talking about stuff, and she was like, you know what? I forgot that she had given me some advice earlier, and she's like, I totally forgot about that. And so I gave her own advice back. And I was like, you know what? That's the value of friends. It's like they know you, and you can share the same advice back and forth when you're low and the other person knows how to handle it.
I think everybody's questioning what that advice was.
Oh, what is it?
It was like, just remember that when people say something, their intentions are good. Don't expect their intentions to be bad.
That was bad advice.
You might be wrong some of the time, but give them grace and allow the idea in your head that they didn't mean anything bad by it.
Don't you think that your mom became your closer friend? Like, I know you have certain things.
No.
Well, I feel like my mother, I'm close. I could tell my mother a lot more now than I could have ever told my mother, and I think we're closer than we were.
That's good.
Because those teenage years suck.
Oh, yeah.
But we love your mom.
Yeah, she's everybody's
Mom.
mother, I guess.
Yeah, your mom's very likable. Your mom's everyone's mom.
Well, she was crazy growing up, but yes.
I got to see pictures. I want to see pictures. I want to see pictures floating in the pool with this cordless phone.
Never took that phone out of her hand.
Sounds like me.
She never missed the sun.
That's why I lost my phone for a while.
She was always like that. We used to have to wave from the window.
Aw, that's so cute. Oh, but friends are a gift. They really are. They're a gift that you have to put in your time and your effort, and you will get it back in spades, And it's important when you're going through transitional phases like midlife to keep your friends, to keep you sane and to help you get through things, because there's nothing like a good friend, and there's nothing like a shoulder to cry on, and there's nothing like someone who will not judge you when a lot of people would,
So, and we would love to hear, any feedback and on your relationships and what you value. So,
yeah.
If you could just hit us up, subscribe to Mid-Life Mafia.
Comments,
yes.
And definitely subscribe. And if you have any ideas that you would like to discuss, we're here for you.
And thank you for 50K subscribers.
Yeah, thank you for 50K.
YouTube.
It means a lot to us.
Yes, welcome to the family.
We're the Mid-Life Mafia, we rise and we roar, chasing dreams, not dollars, we're settling the score. Wrinkles are our trophies, we wear them with pride, the fire's burning.